Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so beta last session we had done different methods of position circles, and after that we did a small topic, that is having a lighthouse at a certain angle on the bow at a given distance. So I had given you number 2 assignment. So first of all, were you able to complete that assignment?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Any doubts anywhere? Okay, that's great.
So question number 5, the circles were cutting at two places.
Okay, question number 5. Huh?
Yeah.
This was the one, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically you are talking of these two. Let me. One is this one. The second one is this one, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just want to
Beta.
confirm, sir, why we have taken the upper one, not the down one.
Okay, right. Now, beta, why have we taken this particular position, the upper one? The reason for that is, see, if you go back, this is our final position. There is another option. Just give me a minute. I'll open it up with another program. Okay, so if you see the plot of this question, you see one position which comes is here. The second option, which could be, that comes somewhere here.
Yes, sir.
Now, out of these two, which one we should take? Now, in this question, we have taken this one as our position. The reason for this is, beta, since there is no information in the question which helps us to eliminate one of the positions, what we can do here is, you can run these positions back to the time of the previous observation. So if you use your course mate code in the reverse direction, you would reach your initial PL somewhere here.
Yes, sir.
And the second position would reach, it is going to go out, it is going to reach somewhere here.
Yes, sir. Yes. Both the distances are same, sir.
Right. Now, in this scenario, when these two positions we have obtained, we pick up that position which is closer to our DR position. So our DR position is here, our ITP is here. So we will pick up the position which is closer to them. Reason, because the DR is the most accurate position which we know. So that's why our position has more chances of being here than at this particular location. So just giving this explanation that we are picking up the position which is closer to our DR position will suffice in the exam. Right, beta? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any other doubt, beta?
एंड सर ये चार्ट पे क्लियर वेयरिंग ये तो पता है कैसे क्या होता है, बट इसको जैसे मार्क करते हैं समटाइम लाइक 030 एस, तो उसके ऊपर लिखते हैं नॉट मोर देन नॉट लेस। सर इसको एक बार एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे प्लीज।
Beta, say again. I could not hear you clearly.
सर क्लियरिंग बेयरिंग, सर क्लियरिंग बेयरिंग क्या होता है सर ये तो पता है, बट हाउ विल यू प्लॉट ऑन द चार्ट, इसको एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे एक बार।
Okay, clearing bearings. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, this is the same passage planning notes which I had sent to you. So I had mentioned clearing bearings there. So what is this clearing bearing? Let us say you have a passage, a track which goes something like this. Now you have a navigational aid somewhere here, a beacon or a lighthouse. So what you do is you see the dangers in that area. Now these are all shallow patches here. So we don't want the ship to go in this particular area. So what we can do is we can draw a line which is passing from this particular light, which separates the safe area from the dangerous area. This line, the red color line which you see, this one is such a line. On one side of the line you have the safe waters, and on other side of the line you have the dangers. Up to here clear, beta?
Yes sir.
Okay. Now what you do is you measure the direction of this particular line from the compass rose. You get the direction 0, 4, 5. So what you do now is you see a minus written on one side and a plus written on one side. It means that at any point of time when the bearing of this particular object is less than 045, minus means less than 045, you are in safe waters. And if at any point of time the bearing of this particular object is more than 045, plus means more than 045, that means the vessel is going to run into danger. This is the meaning of clearing bearing, beta.
Okay sir, got it. Plus and minus, okay.
So when you have this on the chart, it immediately tells you, yeah, go ahead, beta.
Sorry, this is 045, we take a 0. If less than, so means if we go to 044 towards, we are going, that time it's going to the dangers now. If our course
No,
is
beta.
like,
If the bearing of this particular object is 044, that means you are in safe waters.
then minus should be other side, na sir?
No, beta. Whenever you are in safe water, the bearing of this light will be less than 045, na?
Yeah, okay. Okay.
So that is why a minus here, representing whenever the bearing is less than 045, you are in safe water.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. The same thing is mentioned here also, beta, while making an approach. you have a particular light, you can use the clearing bearings. Two clearing bearings are used here. So you see, if the bearing of this particular light is more than 070 and less than 105, you are in safe waters. Okay, beta, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Sir, one more question.
Bolo beta.
Sir, first question, when we are drawing courses, this distances we have to measure from the chart or by formula?
Just a minute. Let's go to the first question. So here we have it, beta. Now let me know what's the doubt.
Sir, just doubt was that this between the waypoints, we can take the course by parallel rule, but the distance we have to measure from the chart, or we have to calculate the distance like by
No,
the
no,
formula.
no, no, don't calculate, beta. just measure it from the chart. It is only for a reference. Don't calculate, because if you calculate, it is going to take much more time. बाकी का पेपर छूट जाएगा बेटा. So simply measure it from the chart and just write it down here.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Oh.
You can calculate using plane and parallel sailing, but don't do that here because इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा time लग जाएगा and we'll run short. Okay. और जब बेटा आप इसे लिख भी रहे हो, don't bother too much about distances 7.8 or 7.9 or 7.7. Okay. Even if you write it 8 miles, it is good. The examiner wants to see your passage planning skills at the moment. He is not going to check it. Okay. So little bit of difference in the actual and the corrected one or a rounded off distance will also do. Okay. But by that, I don't mean that the distance is 8 and you write 80. That won't do. So just take care of that. But I am just telling you that examiner is more interested in looking at your passage plan plot and the way you have attempted it.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
And sir, इसमें like ड्राफ्ट वगैरह assume करके नहीं कुछ mention करना है या फिर ऐसे direct बस plot कर देना है?
Okay. See, beta, if it is mentioned in the question anywhere that draft is so much, then you can take care of it while doing the passage plan. If nothing is mentioned, you can assume any draft of your choice.
Okay, sir.
Okay. See, when you actually make a passage plan, you will require a lot of information. And that much information will certainly not be given to you in the question. So whatever information you require, whatever information other than what is given in the question you require, just assume that information and mark it on the chart, assuming whatever feels convenient to you. So examiner knows that you have assumed it and you have plotted it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Or beta, any more? Go ahead, beta.
Question.
So for the compass, you told that error of 0. Up to 0.5 degrees is allowed. So when we write these bearings and courses, should we go up to 1 decimal or only the whole numbers will do?
Beta, you are talking about these courses which we have written?
Yeah, those courses and any of the bearings which we calculate. So we need to go up to one decimal or whole number should do, sir, because you told error is accepted up to 0.5 degrees for the bearings and courses.
Okay. See beta, if it is a matter of calculating the compass error, आप compass error calculate कर रहे हो, you have to go to a accuracy of one place after the decimal of a whole degree. But if you are doing passage planning and you are writing the courses here, no need of decimal places here in this beta, because these are rounded off figures. A little bit here and there is not going to matter much. But yes, wherever accuracy is required, like say for example calculating a gyro error, you should go to one place after the decimal of a degree.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. और बताओ बेटा, any more doubts?
So question number second का second part.
Okay. Hook had light 30 degree on the port bow when 12 miles off. इसमें क्या डाउट है बेटा?
सर ये प्लॉटिंग के लिए इनिशियल कोर्स ये जो मारा है सर, ये जो फिक्स आया था उसी में मारना है या ऐसे रैंडमली मार लेंगे सर?
बेटा फिक्स पे ही मारेंगे. यू आर गोइंग टू फर्स्ट कैलकुलेट द इनिशियल पोजीशन. इनिशियल पोजीशन के बाद फिर आप ये रफ वर्किंग करोगे एंड दैट विल गिव यू द nearest distance or beam distance, and once you have this, then you are going to plot it on the chart. Okay, you see here we have plotted this on the chart, and then from the initial position you just draw a tangent. Got it beta?
Yes sir, yes. Okay sir, thank you.
Okay. Okay, और बेटा any more doubts? This was a similar kind of question which we had done in the example also, but only one difference. In the example the range was changing, here the range is same for raising as well as for dipping. So sometime you feel the question becomes little complicated because of it, but once you do it, once you have the concept clear, then there is no doubt understanding about it. So anyway, so looks like that takes care of assignment number 2. So can we proceed ahead now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, in the chart work book, I have read somewhere that for the raising and dipping, we should use the geographical range. For first sighting and last sighting, we use the other one. Is there anything like this, or we can use the whatever the one which is like in the visibility case, whatever is low that we will use. But if it's only written raising and dipping and first sighted and last sighted, is there any problem like for using that for this particular set we have to use the GR and for this particular set we have to use the luminous ring? Is it?
Okay. बेटा देखो बात ऐसी है, जो लिटरल मीनिंग है रेजिंग और डिपिंग का, एक्चुअल डिक्शनरी मीनिंग जो रेजिंग और डिपिंग का होता है वो होता है when it happens at the geographical range. When there is no limitation of visibility, the visibility is perfectly clear and the lighthouse disappears or it appears from the horizon, that is known as raising and dipping of the light. ये literal meaning है बेटा, dictionary meaning. और जो फर्स्ट साइटिंग और लास्ट साइटिंग का लिटरल मीनिंग है, एक्चुअल डिक्शनरी मीनिंग, दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ विजिबिलिटी. बट द प्रॉब्लम इज कि जो हमारे क्वेश्चन पेपर में क्वेश्चन सेट होते हैं वहाँ पे समटाइम पीपल डोंट फॉलो दीज लिटरल मीनिंग्स। वो लिख देते हैं रेजिंग या डिपिंग, एक्चुअली हो रहा होता है फर्स्ट साइटिंग या लास्ट साइटिंग। So that is the reason that you need to be careful. Don't go with their literal meanings. हो सकता है पेपर सेटर ने उनको कंसिडर ही ना किया हो। आप तो जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन आपके पास है उससे रेंजेस को कंपेयर करो एंड पिक अप द लीस्ट ऑफ देम, द वट एवर इज द मिनिमम, यू पिक अप दैट रेंज एंड यूज इट।
ठीक है, ठीक है।
ओके, so this is the actual basis behind what we discussed.
ओके सर।
Okay. ओके, सो आगे चलें बेटा।
यस सर।
वेरी गुड। चार्ट वर्क में मज़ा आ रहा है? ओके ओके, नाउ बेटा, हाँ बोलो बेटा।
सर मैं एक क्वेश्चन देख रहा था, उसमें था कि एक पोजीशन आ गई है और उसके बाद यू हैव अ लाइट हाउस 35 डिग्री ऑन द स्टारबोर्ड bow with a met visibility 1.5। अब इसमें उसने पूछा है कि सेट एंड ड्रिफ्ट निकालो, आपके पास पहले कंपास कोर्स कंपास टू स्टेयर एंड सीएमजी बना हुआ है, पर इसमें साथ में नेट विजिबिलिटी 1.5 दे रखी है, तो इसमें मैं नॉमिनल रेंज लगाऊंगा या ज्योग्राफिकल रेंज निकाल के कि दोनों की, क्योंकि हाइट भी दे रखी है क्वेश्चन में और उधर लाइट हाउस से, तो मैं किस चीज को कंसीडर करूंगा?
बेटा अगर आपको हाइट्स भी दे रखी हैं और विजिबिलिटी भी दे रखी है,
हाँ सर।
तो हमने क्या प्रोसीजर डिस्कस किया था?
विजिबिलिटी मिनिमम।
नो, it is not necessary that the visibility may be lesser, geographical range also can be lesser.
तो दोनों कैलकुलेट करके जो कम होगी वो करूँ?
Exactly बेटा।
ओके ओके
ओके
ओके सर।
ओके ओके, सो बेटा आज का जो प्लान है दैट इज we are going to do a method today which is called as 3-point bearing. So ये 3-point bearing method हम discuss करेंगे and this will lead us to our third assignment now. अब बेटा असाइनमेंट जो हैं वो थोड़े frequently आने शुरू हो जाएंगे because बेसिक्स जो हैं ये ऑलरेडी हम कवर कर चुके हैं एंड नाउ एज वी कवर अप, keep on covering up one topic, so that will keep on leading us to next assignment. So let's continue with this 3-point bearing method. First we will see what this method is. I will tell you in this question what data is provided and how do we use that data to plot and solve the question. And once done, then I will be sending you assignment number 3. So you will be practicing your third assignment. So that's the plan.
ओके सर।
ओके, मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट रहेगी बेटा, अगर किसी ने असाइनमेंट 2 अभी कंप्लीट नहीं की है तो इनको साथ साथ कंप्लीट करते रहना है and as I told you, make a separate notebook for chart work and keep on doing it. So अगर नहीं complete हुई है तो just keep on completing it, don't leave these assignments beta. Okay, so let's move on to the presentation. Now we are going to discuss the method of three bearings of same object. This method is also known as three-point bearing. And when you solve a question using this method, the diagram will look something like this. So let's see now what all data is provided to us in these type of questions. They will provide us with three true bearings of a object. They will also give us the time intervals or distances run between the three observations. They will give us the direction of wind and leeway if there is any. And they will give us three data items out of compass course steered, engine speed, direction of the current, and rate of the current. So out of these four data items, any three could be provided to us in the question. This is the data which is available. And what we are required to find is the course made good by the ship and the position of the ship at all the three times. Beta, any doubt in the data? Very good. Let's proceed ahead.
सर मतलब 3 पेयर में से 2 पेयर दिए हुए होंगे ना सीटी.
दैट्स राइट बेटा. 2 पेयर भी नहीं दिए होंगे. 2 पेयर मीन्स 4 आइटम्स. इस क्वेश्चन में हमें सिर्फ 3 आइटम ही दी होंगी. ओके, और यू कैन से 1.5 पेयर ही हमें दिया होगा.
ठीक है सर.
ओके, so let us see how do we find out the fourth item, because for making the triangle we need 4 items minimum. So we will find the fourth item. Let's see. Let's now move on to the chart and see how this question is done. We have the chart in front of us now. Now, first of all, we will draw the three given bearings to us. Let's name the object as O. You can see we have Hook Head Lighthouse at this particular location on the chart. That is our object O. This is the first bearing line. You can see it on the chart drawn. Let's name this as OX, and this bearing was taken at 1000 hours. Let's plot the second bearing line now. This is the second bearing line on the chart. Let's name it as OY, and this bearing was taken at 1025. Let's plot the third bearing line now. This is the third bearing line on the chart. Let's name it OZ, and this third bearing was obtained at 1100 hours. Now we have to calculate the ratio of two time intervals, or in case the distances are given, then the ratio of the distances between the first and second bearing, that is OX and OY, and between the second and third bearing, which is OY and OZ. Now in this question, The first bearing was taken at 1000, the second was taken at 1025. So the time interval between first and second bearing is 25 minutes. The time interval between the second and third bearing is 35 minutes. If we take a ratio between 25 and 35, we get a ratio of 5:7. Now we have to draw a line through object O, in this case the hook head lighthouse. Now this line should be drawn in such a way that it is clear of all the three bearings. And also make sure that all the three bearing lines are on one side of this line. So let's draw a line. You can see a line drawn from point O, passing from point O. As you can see, this line is clear of all the three bearings, and all the three bearing lines lie on one side of this line. Now, in the next step, we have to measure convenient distances on this line. These distances should be marked or measured on either side of our object O. We have to make sure that the distances are marked in the same ratio, which is 5:7. So let's mark these two distances from point O. Now I keep my compass on object O. I open it up equal to 5 nautical miles and I draw an arc. This arc cuts the line at point A. This point A is 5 miles from the lighthouse O. Now let's do the same thing on the other side, on the side of the third bearing. So I keep my compass on object O, open it up equal to 7 nautical miles and make a arc cutting this line. This arc cuts the line at point B. So I have point A and point B marked on the line which I drew passing from the lighthouse. Important thing to remember is that the ratio of distance OA to OB should be same as the ratio of time interval between first and second bearing and second and third bearing. As you can see now, the line is marked with distances 5 and 7 miles, and this ratio is matching with the ratio of time intervals, which was also 5:7.
Sir, this line, this OAB line, so this is a straight line or at some angle?
No, beta, OAB is a perfectly straight line.
Only a 0902700, right?
Okay, beta?
Yes. So only like 090270 line we can make, right?
Yeah, you can say that in this particular case, it could be 090270 direction line.
And some
But
other
in other,
case,
in other questions, it could be of any direction, beta.
okay, okay.
Okay. Important thing to keep in mind is this should be clear of the three bearings. That's number one. It should not interfere with the three bearings. And second is all the three bearings should lie on one side of this particular line. Okay.
से
Okay.
वन डाउट सर।
बोलो बेटा।
सर तो ये ए ओ ए बी लाइन जो है, ए ओ बी लाइन, ये तो किसी भी डायरेक्शन में बना सकते हैं, मतलब इसको हम और टिल्ट भी कर सकते थे, तब भी वो जो आपके दो सिनेरियोज हैं वो फॉलो हो रहे हैं, तीन
That's
में
right.
बेरिंग है एक में।
You can do that.
तो ऐसा कोई रेफरेंस नहीं है ना सर कि जैसे कुछ रेफरेंस के हिसाब से हम ये लाइन खींच रहे हैं?
No reference beta. You can draw it in any way. Only thing is all the three bearings should be clear of it and they should lie on one side of this line. Okay.
Okay.
Now in some of the books they may tell you to draw this line perpendicular to the middle bearing.
Yes, sir. Perpendicular bisector, they used to say something like
हाँ
that.
सर, यही पढ़ा है, perpendicular to middle bearing.
Right. Now it is not necessary that it should be perpendicular, but perpendicular का सिर्फ एक benefit है कि perpendicular draw करने पे आपका plot थोड़ा सा अच्छा बनता है. Okay. So if you want, you are comfortable with a perpendicular, it's fine. No issue at all. You can do that, but it is not mandatory. Okay, beta, understood?
Okay sir.
Okay, so shall we move ahead now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, once we have these points A and B marked on the line, we have to now draw lines passing from A and B, which are parallel to our middle bearing. Our middle bearing is OY. So we will draw a line passing from A parallel to OY. You can see this line on the screen now. This line cuts my first bearing, that is OX. Now you can see the second line passing from point B and parallel to OY, our middle bearing. Now this line cuts our third bearing line, that is OZ. Now the point where the parallel line passing from A cuts my first bearing line OX, let's name that point as C. You can see that point on the screen now. And the point where the line drawn from Bravo cuts my third bearing line, that is OZ, let's name that point as D. You can see D point also on the screen now. Now let's join these 2 points, C and D. This line CD gives me my course made good. Important thing to note here is that this line gives us the direction of the course made good, but this line does not give us the distance made good between the first bearing and the third bearing. Let's mark it with 2 arrows. That is the symbol for course made good vector. Now, from the compass course, which is usually given to us in the question, we apply the deviation and variation. Once we apply deviation and variation to the compass course, we obtain the true course steered. If there is wind and leeway given to us, we will apply the wind as well as the leeway angle, and we will find our leeway track. The leeway track which we have found will be used in making the course, speed and current vector triangle. We will make this triangle starting from point C. So let's first draw our leeway track. You can see the blue color vector on the screen now, which represents the leeway track. Let's mark it with a single arrow. That's the symbol for leeway track or course steered. Now, the second item which is usually given to us is the current. So we will be marking the current vector now. This leeway track vector which we have made, the blue color vector, we have to make sure that the length of this vector is corresponding to the distance traveled by the ship between the first bearing line and the third bearing line. So let's call the point where our leeway track ends as point E. You can see point E on the chart now. Now from this point E, I draw my current vector. You can see the red color current vector on the screen. Let's mark it with 3 arrows. And wherever this current vector meets the course made good line, let's mark that point as F. Now CEF, Charlie Echo Foxtrot, is our course, speed and current vector triangle for the duration of time between the first bearing OX and the last bearing OZ. Now we can measure CF side of this triangle, Charlie Foxtrot. This side CF is the distance made good by the ship in this time interval. That is the time interval between the first bearing and the third bearing. When we have this distance made good available to us, we can calculate the speed made good by the ship. Now let's see how do we find out our positions. Now for finding the position, we transfer our first bearing line, that is OX, through point F. So let's pick up our parallel ruler, align it with the first bearing line OX and transfer it to pass through Foxtrot or F point. So I have transferred my first bearing line through F now. Now you can see this bearing line, transferred bearing line on the chart. Let's mark it with 2 arrows on both the sides. This is the symbol for a transferred position line. Now this transferred position line cuts my third bearing, that is OZ, at a certain point. Let's call that point as R. You can see that point on the chart now. We have point R. Now from this point R, we draw our course made good in the reverse direction from R backwards. Now once you draw this course made good from point R in the reverse direction, you will see it will cut our first bearing line OX and the second bearing line OY. Let's name the point where it cuts the first bearing line as P. You can see this P point on the chart. And let's name the point where it cuts the second bearing line as Q. You can see Q point also on the chart now. These 3 positions which you see, P, Q, R, are our positions at the 3 given bearings. a position is represented by a dot and a circle around it. So let's make these circles at all these three positions. So you can see now we have all the three positions known to us from the plot. We have the course made good also known to us. So this is the 3-point bearing method, or three bearings of the same object method. Okay, beta, now tell me any doubts anywhere in the plot?
Sir, this CE distance we calculated for 25 minutes, that's right?
No, beta. Our first bearing, which I took the example, was 1000 hours. Second was 1025, and third one was 1100, right?
Yes, sir.
तो हमें फर्स्ट और थर्ड की ड्यूरेशन लेनी है बेटा, फर्स्ट टू थर्ड. सो इट विल बी 1 hour इन दिस केस, 10 to 11.
ओके सर, ओके सर.
फर्स्ट टू सेकंड की नहीं लेनी है, फर्स्ट टू थर्ड की टाइम इंटरवल लेनी है.
ओके सर.
यहाँ पे फॉर्चुनेटली ये 1 hour आ गया है, बट किसी क्वेश्चन में लेट अस से इफ इट इज़ 40 minutes और इट इज़ 1.5 hour, वी विल हैव टू मेक दिस ट्राइंगल, CEF ट्राइंगल जो हमने बनाई है, this has to be made for that much duration only.
ओके सर.
Okay. और बताओ बेटा, और डाउट्स?
Answer this
सर ये
EF
स्लाइड
equal to PR.
CF is exactly equal to PR. चार्ली फॉक्सट्रॉट exactly equal to पापा रोमियो. ये दोनों वेक्टर बिल्कुल सेम है बेटा.
Thank you.
सर इस स्लाइड को एक बार बैक करेंगे प्लीज, जहां से आपने लीव इट ट्रैक का स्टार्ट किया था. तो
Okay, let's go back. This is the previous one beta.
सर और बैक जाइए, सी के जस्ट पहले वाली स्लाइड सर, ड्राइंग जो आपने सी किया था उसके जस्ट पहले.
This one, or you want to go further backwards?
फाइन सर, ओके ओके, थैंक यू सर.
Okay. ओके. नाउ अनदर थिंग बेटा, मैंने आपको जो रेशो बताई थी, जो ये OA एंड OB की रेशो हमने ली है, 5:7 की रेशो ली है. सो इट इज़ द सेम एज द रेशो बिटवीन द टाइम इंटरवल्स ऑफ फर्स्ट एंड सेकेंड बियरिंग एंड सेकेंड एंड थर्ड बियरिंग. नाउ इस केस में फॉर्चुनेटली रेशो 5:7 आ गई, तो हमने इसे 5 और 7 माइल्स ले लिया. बट इफ somebody wants that instead of taking 5 to 7, he wants to take it 10 miles and 14 miles. Means he wants to take OA as 10 miles and OB as 14 miles. So that also can be taken, because 10 और 14 की रेशो जो है वो भी 5:7 की ही रेशो रहने वाली है. So important thing is that the ratio should be maintained. It is not that you have to keep exactly equal to the number of miles as per the ratio. No, you can take any number of miles or any distance. Only thing to make sure is that the ratio is maintained. So आपने ऐसा distance लेना है जिससे आपका plot जो है ये एक suitable size का बने. It should not be too small, because if it is too small, the accuracy will be less. And it should not be too big, because if the plot is too big, then it may interfere with other questions also. So I hope you have understood this better.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So और बताओ बेटा, any more doubts in this plot? Clear beta? All clear?
सर ये रेशियो मिनटों में भी आ सकती है ना, लाइक अगर डिस्टेंस हो 31 मिनट्स और दूसरा वाला हो 45 मिनट्स, तो किसी भी लाइक किसी भी तरह से डिवाइड करके ना, जैसे 31 को सर अगर मैं 5 से कर दूं तो 6.2 और 45 9, तो 6.2 रेशियो 9 इज दिस वन इज आल्सो ओके राइट?
You are saying the time intervals.
हाँ जी सर, अगर जैसे पहली बेयरिंग के बीच में 31 मिनट्स का डिफरेंस है और दूसरे में 45 का, तो सर
Right.
इसको किसी भी लाइक टेबल से, जैसे अब 31 को 5 से डिवाइड कर दिया तो 6.2 आ गया, और 45 को किया तो 9 आ गया, तो 6.2 रेशियो 9, दिस वन इज आल्सो ओके राइट?
Yes beta, that's right.
कैसे भी कर
Exactly,
सकते
that's
हैं।
right, that's right. You don't have to take 31 miles and 40 miles, huh?
नहीं सर, एग्जांपल दे रहा था कि 31 मिनट्स ऐसे और सा नंबर हो ना कोई, तो
Yes, that's right beta. You can divide it by any number and whatever you ratio you get, you can use that.
ठीक है सर।
Okay. So if the method is clear, then we can go for a break beta.
ठीक है सर।
Yes sir. Okay, so what you do is you come back after the break. What time you want to come back?
10:20 sir. Okay sir.
So 10:20 be back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the next assignment. So 10:20 you attempt the next assignment.
ओके सर, भेज दीजिए सर।
So you attempt the next assignment. Take this as a practice time for today, and whatever doubts you have, I'll sort it out in the coming session.
ओके सर, थैंक्स।
Okay beta, okay, but don't log out of the class, huh? Remain logged in.
हाँ यस सर।